fear, step outside of the conventional norm. And then what'd you do from there?
Yeah. So it was a blessing that my foundation, the reason, the way I was able to actually leave a career of law enforcement was from, I had tapped into, I learned yoga, and I was also a teacher. I'm still teaching, master teacher at its movement and affirmations. And so I truly believe like everything happens for a reason, because what came to me like in that space in that moment was, we never make decisions from fear. Like never. Like that was just like my mantra. Like I don't make decisions from fear. Like give. And so with that, I'm like, if I make a courageous choice, it's not going to be, it's going to be my way, like tapping into everything that I've learned. Like God, show me. Like literally, spirituality kicked in. Like show me a way. If this is really creating so much fear, show me evidence that there's another way. And it's so crazy. We're in the supermarket, and let's say this is like a day later, and trying to figure out life. At this point, we're staying at a friend's house because our lease was up. Remember, we were moving, and I remember we're in a supermarket, and it was like a download of like, hello, you have a close friend who, her husband, may he rest in peace, although he passed away, his life was extended 2 more years from stage 4 cancer because of Hippocrates, this place called Hippocrates Health Institute. Like it literally, it was in the supermarket. It was just like boop. We're like, and so all of a sudden I'm like, I go to, her name is Kenya, and I go, she's like an earth angel. She's like, hey, like, how you doing? I'm like, I love you so much. So here's what's going on. And I literally give her the news. I'm like, I just got notified that I got diagnosed with this. And you have to give people a moment, right? And so she's like about to cry. And I'm like, no, 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 but it's going to be okay. Like, I know it's going to be okay, but can you tell me how you're about Hippocrates and how your husband, And so it was just like, let me give her a moment. Like, we're going to be fine. And sure enough, I call her, we spoke, and she's the one who was able to give me that courage, and to be like, your community's behind you. My mom was not about, at the time, I love her so much. I'm the only child, and I know she was so scared. She was not about any of that, like Hippocrates, natural healing, anything like that. Um, so Kenya was just like, go on Facebook Live, like tell your community of wellness warriors what's going on. So that was for me lesson number one, how to ask for help,
Yeah.
right? Because I
So
did not want to
powerful.
know. I did not want to tell like a community, that I have built from, health and wellness, that I was sick.
There's guilt, there's shame, there's judgment, and all these things are so internalized. And as I can already tell by about what you're going to share, is that actually when you open yourself up to that vulnerability, to that truth, right, to that honesty of what's going on, you probably got an outpouring of support and very little judgment or guilt or blame from it. Is that right?
Yeah, like I still get emotional because as many people, especially now, think that they're alone. And all you have to do is just like speak up, like ask for help, and you're not, like, we're not alone, we're not. And just staying open and creating the space, like that's all it took. I created space and openness, and I had this beautiful conversation with Kenya, and she gave me the hoorah. She's like, you're pressing live tonight. She's like, no delay.
Hmm.
And sure enough, like tonight, it was a Monday, I pressed live, and I am like shaking. And usually I'm like bouncing around, wellness warrior, the curly girl on live. This time I'm just like, like contracted, and like, this is what's happening. And there's this really amazing place that I feel like I can heal at, and it's aligned with my beliefs. I need your help. And I can't tell you, like, the amount of support. We created a GoFundMe page, and the amount of support I got, I was in Hippocrates. My wife and I were in Hippocrates like within 2 weeks. Like we were able
Wow.
to get in and start right away.
I want to say about that for anybody who thinks I can't afford, these treatments, these alternative treatments, these integrative treatments, as you said, there are things you can do to get support from others because when you open yourself up to that asking for help. The universe works in really incredible and mysterious ways, right? And so I interviewed Ryan Lelf, who also is a part of this series. And I encourage people to go listen to that, because he talked about how he didn't even have a community of people that he was already that were interested in health and wellness, and he was able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for his treatments by GoFundMe and things like that, and just by calling people. And because he got to the same place of like, okay, I need help, and I need to start asking for it. And if people tell me no, that's fine. I'm going to keep asking. And he was able to raise, all the money he needed for the top best treatments from the top integrative clinics, right? And so it's possible if you open yourself to really asking and then being able to receive that. But so often we close ourselves and think, I don't deserve this, or why would people support me, or whatever. And we have to, totally get rid of those beliefs and say, you do deserve help. And when you need help and you're willing to ask for it, and you are really willing to receive it, the universe shows up in a pretty incredible way.
Absolutely. And another lesson was also the no's showed me like value and like respecting, because I really did part of the healing process was people pleasing, right? And so when I heard the no's at the time, of course there was like disappointment at the time and sadness, but it made me create more solutions and find more ways, right? But when I look back, I say like, thank you, because the people who were just like, I literally would get family members, from both sides who would tell me, I cannot consciously support, in good faith, I cannot support this. I know people who go unconventional and they're fine. I love you, but I can't, and so right now when I think of the people who said the no, they said it so authentic to their truth. I can't be mad at them, because I'm like, I need more of that, when there are things I don't believe in, to authentically, eloquently, and so from when I was doing my healing work and forgiveness and releasing, and it transformed, instead of like sadness or anger towards the people, it was more of like understanding and like, picking up kind of that habit, that character trait, I should say.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this short excerpt from the Health and Healing Club. This entire video, including an in-depth discussion and thoughtful and inspiring questions and answers, is available inside the Health and Healing Club, along with hundreds of hours of premium and exclusive life-changing content, practices, and holistic, natural, and integrative solutions for health and healing. You can start your free trial today at healthandhealingclub.com.